Do you know your numbers? How much did you profit last month? In this video, I'm sharing what you need to know about your finances, what you don't, and how to hire the financial help that you need as your business grows. Hey, I'm Felicia. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified when we go live and drop new videos. And don't forget to like this video. Do it now. Go ahead. Did you like? Did you subscribe? Notification bell? All right, let's go. This is a topic that I'm getting ready to share with you guys here today that I've talked about in a book that I've co-authored called The Entrepreneur Extraordinaire. Now, this topic may have you wanting to turn and run, but don't you do it. Stay right here with me because this is very, very important to the growth and success of your business. If you have money flowing through your business, I'm talking about money flowing in, money flowing out, either or both, this video is for you. And the action steps I'm getting ready to share with you guys here today, they're not difficult, so no excuses. Let's dive into hiring an accountant in your business as a government contractor. Are you ready? The first thing I want to talk about is financial required. So there's times in your business where financials will be required and you will have to produce them. Let me just say something here. If you wait until someone asks to see your financial statements, to produce your financial statements, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, you can't just throw some numbers together and have a true picture of your business. And don't be like a lot of people I know. I used to do books, accounting in another life. Okay, and a lot of times small businesses would wait until it was time for taxes to be filed, or they needed financials for a different reason. And then now they have a year's worth or 2 years worth of money transactions that they need to put into a financial statement. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Trust me. Let me tell you sometimes when financials are required, and this will give you a better idea of the importance that the financial statements and things like that in your business are. Number one, if at any time you have to have bonding in your business, for your company, for a project, to bid a contract, whatever it is, if you need bonding, trust me, you're going to need financial statements, which means you're going to need to know the true picture of your business, which means you're going to have to be tracking your money flowing in and the money flowing out. So if you plan to apply for the 8A program at some point, usually most people do it after they've been in business for a couple years. They're doing government contracts and they're ready to take their business to that next level. Then they'll apply for the 8A program. Well, one of the things you have to put in your packet is your financial statements. Also, sometimes when you're bidding contracts, when you're talking with contracting officers or a prime contractor, sometimes they may want to see your financials just to see that you know how to manage the money. Because as you start growing your business, the projects start getting larger. What does that mean? You have more money flowing through your business, and they want to make sure that you can manage that money flow. Also, personally, like, you want to know what your financial picture is in your business, just like you do in your personal life. So you definitely want to track your finances, your money for personal reasons as well. Because one is going to tell you the current state of your business. Two, you'll know what your income is. You'll know what your expenses are. You'll know what your profit margins are. You'll know when it's time and when you're able to pay yourself. Let's go back to that profit margin. So with the profit margin, think about this. When we bid projects, we always set our profit margin at whatever, we set it at. But that doesn't mean that's the profit you actually make off the project. So if you're tracking your money flow, you'll know exactly what your true profit is, what your true profit margin is on your project. Reality check here for you. Most contractors don't track their money. Most contractors don't really know how much they're actually profiting in their business. Most business owners don't know either. Just in general, most people are not tracking their money the way that they should. All right, I want you to comment below. Are you doing or do you plan to do your own bookkeeping in your business? Yes or no? No or yes? Let me know down in the comments. Here's what happens. Let me tell you. Here's what happens. I see it all the time, especially when I'm talking with students in my boot camp or when we're talking together privately, is that they're trying to do their bookkeeping themselves. They get confused. It gets overwhelming because sometimes they don't know what the debit is versus a credit. They don't know how to produce the financial statements. They don't know what the financial statement actually means, what it's really telling them as far as the state of their business. So it's very, very important that you know how to do it if you're going to do it. And lastly, what happens? You jack your books up. That's an even worse place to be than to not have books at all. Let me tell you, accountants hate to go in and have to clean up your mess because now they have to figure out what you did before they can correct it versus if you hire them in the beginning, have them do your books, it's done right from the start and it'll cost you less money. If you don't know how to do it, don't go in there and start jacking up your books. Just don't do it. I want to give you guys a story of one of my clients, and let's call him Edward because I didn't get clearance on this, okay, to share it. And so one time we were having a conversation. He said, hey, you know, I think I'm going to take a few weeks and take this Quickbooks course to learn how to do Quickbooks. And I was like, why you want to do that? And he was like, well, so I can learn the Quickbooks. I said, well, why can't your wife learn the Quickbooks? And then she like gives you the Cliff Note version of the things that you need to know. I said, but you shouldn't be spending your time, one, learning how to do QuickBooks, and two, even considering doing the bookkeeping. Because he's the one that goes out and do the actual work on the projects. She's in the back office. Let her learn the QuickBooks if that's what needs to be done, if she doesn't already know it. But don't take time away from bidding projects and working on projects to learn how to do QuickBooks. There's a better way. Now, I did tell him if he had to have his hand in it at all, then, you know, she could quickly show him how to produce an invoice, how to produce an estimate, and then, you know, how to pull the financial statements if so need be. But if you have someone supporting you in the back office, let them do all that stuff. You can quickly say, hey, run this invoice. But if you wanted to and you just had to, you know, you're on site or something and you want to produce it real quick for the customer and maybe email it to them, then, you know, you have that option as well. But, you know, learn what you need to learn and leave the rest to somebody else. That's it. Invoicing, estimate, well, invoicing when need to, sending the estimate when you need to, pulling financials when you need to, because most of the time you can just, you know, call your office, or if you're in the office or wherever you're at, you can have someone else pull those documents for you. You don't have to do it yourself. Like I have some clients never ever touch their books. And trust me, most of your accountants or your bookkeeper, they like it like that because that way you don't mess anything up. Because most of the time, 99.99% of the time, when people that are not the bookkeeper or accountant go in and do things in the books, and you have your accountant and you know your bookkeeper doing your books on a monthly basis, you always mess something up. Then they got to call you and say, hey, what did you do with this? And then they have to fix it. So just let them do it right from the beginning. Now, back to Edward's story. So what happened is Edward took my advice. He did not take the QuickBooks course. He allowed his wife to do all of that. And in turn, he did what I suggested is continue to focus on finding opportunities to bid and bidding contracts. Well, lo and behold, within a couple months, what happens? He wins a city project with the school district. Focus on the things that you need to focus on. Outsource the rest. The third thing you need to do is learn how to read your financial statements. And which financial statements should you be looking at on a monthly basis? One is your balance sheet. The second one is your profit and loss statement. And the third one is your cash flow statement. Generally, I say those three. Now, if you're a larger company and you carry, say, payroll, if you carry receivables and payables, then you could run those reports as well. But most of the time, small businesses, we're not carrying those type of accounts. And so if we just have our balance sheet, profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, and review those documents, it will give us a picture of our financial state in the business. Outside of that, listen, you can delegate the rest, especially the inputting of transactions. As your business grows, you're going to have a lot of transactions. One, I don't want you spending time trying to decipher what the transaction is. to then determine how to post it correctly. Leave that to the pros. Do what you're good at, outsource the rest. And again, most of you guys are not good at bookkeeping. You don't know how to do bookkeeping. You don't understand the debit and credits and financial statements and things like that. Leave it to the experts. And trust me, the investment is not as great as you think it is. Now, if you must have a tool and you're like, I'm going to do this myself, I at least want to learn it, just for whatever purposes, then I do have a QuickBooks setup course that I will put the link down below that I do share with my contractors when, they just want to do it themselves from the beginning. They're just getting started. They're bootstrapping and that kind of thing. So that's cool. But nevertheless, have a plan for outsourcing your books at some point. Have a plan in place to make that happen. Let's talk about hiring your accountant or bookkeeper. When you're making that selection, make sure you find someone that, one, understands your industry, because based on your industry, you may have a special set of transactions that you may have to deal with versus another industry. So one, definitely make sure they understand your industry and they've done accounting, bookkeeping for your industry. With that, they should also understand the type of transactions you'll have. And you can kind of tell them that, but ideally, if they do an assessment of your business, they will understand and know the type of transactions that you have. But you want to make sure they do understand that as well. Another key point, and I didn't realize that all bookkeepers and accountants don't do this, but make sure they also give you a set of financial statements every month. Every month they do your books, they should give you financial statements so that you can review the state of your business and always have a pulse on your financial health of the business, okay? Now, I like to say, start with a bookkeeper to do your transactions because it's cheaper. And I hate to say cheaper, let me use a different word. It costs less. It's more cost effective to have a bookkeeper do your transactions versus your CPA. And to be honest, in most cases, your CPA is probably going to outsource it to a bookkeeper anyway. Even if they charge you for it, they're not going to actually put in all your transactions themselves. I can tell you that. Okay. So get you a bookkeeper. They can do your transactions, give you your financials, and then you want to have your CPA to help you with your financial planning and things like that, more high level money management. Okay. So again, your CPA, more high level money management, financial planning, bookkeeper, the daily transactions, and making sure they're capturing all of your financial activities in your business. Now, other things that your CPA, financial planner, could do and should do, you shouldn't have to have like a bunch of different people in this role, but they should be able to help you with financial planning, taxes, retirement. If you want to do investing, they should be able to help you with those things as well. Even with budgeting, some even will maybe help you with your credit and things like that, managing your credit and stuff like that as well. So do your homework, decide what you need, where you're at, and then interview the people, bookkeepers, CPAs, and see who is a good fit for you in your industry. Here's a quote from Damon John of Shark Tank and FUBU. He said, and I totally agree with this, that you should always know the financial state of your business. Always. You should always know how much did you make last month, how much was your expenses last month, and how much did you profit last month. You should always know those three things. Your success in your business is attached to your financials. Now, can you see how important it is to always have a pulse on your financial state of your business? And you always want it to be in a healthy state. We want it to be healthy. We want the cash flow to continuously flow into the business. And with that, we want to have some be profit. Okay, that's the only way you can grow your business. In the book that I mentioned earlier that I co-authored, The Entrepreneur Extraordinaire, in that book, I talk about stepping into being a true visionary leader of your business. And one of those things is focusing on your financials. So again, I'll put the link to the book down below if you want to grab the book. It talks about being that visionary leader in your business. And this is a key component of that, taking care of your finances. So here's what I want you to do. Focus on the parts that you need to focus on as the CEO of your business and then outsource the rest. So there you have it. What you need to know about your finances and what you don't. And how to hire the financial help that you will need when you're ready. By the way, if you would like my help in generating that cash flow, getting your government foundation set, learning how to bid some contracts with the government, private sector, just how to bid in general and write your proposals, definitely check out my Contractors Edge Bootcamp. That is where I can support you in getting your first bid done fast. So there's the link, firstbiddonefast.com. Don't forget, if you have not already, go ahead and like this video. If this is your first time, welcome. Go ahead, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And remember, you're just one contract away. And until next time, I'll see you right back here real soon. Bye for now.